Welcome to the Holistic Wealth Podcast. The name is Emma. I'm a trained coach, but I don't believe in labels or that we are limited or fixed to them. But for this specific space, that may be a little bit relevant because you are listening to Holistic Wealth Podcast, a podcast born from one simple idea. Life becomes richer when we care for every part of ourselves, not just our finance, but our health, physical health, mental health, our purpose, relationships, inner life, and our spiritual connection with our true being. What happened to the girl who used to pray before darkness destroyed her way? This first episode is intentionally imperfect, which I guess the rest one will be as well, because this is a space for growth, self-coaching, and my hope is to inspire you to understand the power of self-coaching and actually give you practical tips. This conversation and every conversation within this podcast is a conversation from the heart, from the current and sometimes temporary perspective of mine, recorded while inspiration is fresh, because I've learned that let me rephrase that often it's better to start before the entire idea is clear, because it unfolds as we go. So, what is holistic wealth? Often when people hear the word wealth, they often and obviously think about money, because money is the current energy currency for value exchange and the currency for wealth. And money absolutely matters in this day and age. It creates opportunities and freedom. But I believe that wealth is so much bigger than that. It's beyond the constructed format that we call money. And for me, holistic wealth is about creating abundance in every important area of your life. Your physical health, mental and emotional well-being, your purpose. I will talk a lot about the importance of purpose, whatever that is, and however that look different in different seasons, but it's always a gateway to align with our inner self. Holistic wealth, for me, most certainly mean a meaningful work. And in that aspect, take in the whole picture, how meaningful work or successful work means money. Of course, a stream of income. And for many, and me included, I would like to have more money and more streams of income. But it's also related to time, how we spend our time. Do we want to trade our time for money? If the time we spend doesn't fulfill us, doesn't feel meaningful in some way. So, of course, holistic wealth also relates to financial freedom, personal growth, that spiritual connection that I will jap a lot about, and living in alignment with who you truly are and want to be in any specific present moment. And to me, we are not just simply the body and the mind. For me, that is the equipment, the vehicle for this experience. Because I do believe that we are infinite beings having human experience. And I have always had a lifelong fascination with personal growth. Long before I even heard about the word personal development, I found myself asking those questions constantly and over again, and journaling about them. How do I want to think? And how can I control what I think? How do I want to feel? And what do I need to do to feel what I want to feel? What habits will help me towards my goals? And which one is getting in my way? And how can I respond differently to life challenges? And I've always been drawn to obsessively by the idea and inner knowing that we consciously, if we are present enough, actually can shape our entire inner world. And when we shape our inner world, we transform our outer world through new habits, through our perspectives, and also the energy that we send out. And over time, and many times, I realized that personal growth has no one solution. It's an ongoing journey process, and I think that's the beauty of it. It has no final station. And that lifelong practice is what I want to talk about here and hope to inspire you to start to enjoy and leverage. And even if breakthroughs are amazing, there isn't a magical breakthrough that changes everything forever. Instead, life constantly invites us to discover new layers of ourselves, and that is an infinite well, an infinite source. And I have this conceptual approach that I have come to call self-coaching. I've always had this in me, the idea that we already have the infinite potential and treasures within. And yes, sometimes we need, or it's very valuable to have guides or coaches or mentors, whatever signpost that points us there. But the idea that you always have it within, that you always could, if you had the right toolbox, be right, whatever that is, but enough amount of practice to be able to always guide yourself there. So even if I am not, I don't believe that we are anything after the sentence I am. Everything after that is just a labeled identity, a fixed, limited idea by the mind. But in this lively experience, let me just say I'm a certified coach. I have a diploma in coaching, but that doesn't say anything about me, what I can learn, or my limited potential. It's just a conceptual little badge that I'm proud of because I learned a lot during this education. But self-coaching is a word that I have become very fond of as a constant reminder and a signpost. And labels, in this case, a coach, can describe where we have been, experience that you have had, things and skill sets that you have learned, but they don't define your worth, not ever, or where you can go, or where you can learn. And this became like an insight during my coaching education, which stretched my perspectives even further. Because I learned that while learning the techniques, the talking techniques of coaching others, I realized that finding practice clients was not that easy always due to hectic schedules for both the coach, me, and the client. So I asked myself, because I already had built a large library, a vault of self-coaching methods and techniques, but I started to follow the idea to expand that even further, to really sort them and make that library more accessible, both for myself, but also when I coach clients, because that is like my end goal when it comes to coaching, to help people see that they already have everything within them. And by adapting, or rather gaining tools, they can craft their own library to go to. So that became the name of the programs that I'm building. And the working title is just simply self-coaching. And interestingly, I later discovered that self-coaching was already a established concept, not to my surprise, because I figured, well, it's a very common combination and it makes sense. But maybe my ego took a little turn. Imagine it had invented the term, but I'm just kidding. Because honestly, it actually made me very happy to see the term on the internet, because it confirmed that many people already understood and value becoming an active participant in their inner growth. And I do still believe that using a coach, investing in programs, investing in people who have experienced and maybe are just a few steps ahead of you, can be very valuable resources. But the core idea is sometimes we just need a little nudge to discover the treasure within. And talking about investing in a coach or a program or whatever, I do still believe that investing in its simplest form, meaning that we are giving our focus, our intention to something, will help us actually do the work instead of just getting hit by inspiration. And inspiration is something already within you as well. But when you feel like you are hit by inspiration, it's because the portal of the present moment is open, so you can tap into it. But in order for us to actually transform that divine flow energy called inspiration into action in this physical dimension, we need to put it into motion. Energy motion, put it into action. And there is where investment comes in. If you pay, for example, with money, the chances are much higher. This is what I believe, and this is how I have experienced both for myself, but for friends and family as well. When you pay something, you actually want to do the work and dig deeper to actually get the result. You want the return on the investment. So I do think that we need both community, or rather we don't need it, but it's so powerful when you realize that being the master of yourself, of your own vehicle, being more self-coaching, having a more self-coaching approach, you can actually design your environment in a way so that it will bring magic to your life. You can actually make sure to hang around with people that lift you up. You can attend in communities, invest in communities where you know that people are on the same frequency as you are, or that people are willing to help you and guide you. So for me, self-coaching doesn't mean we have to do it alone. Actually, the very opposite. It's actually the very opposite to me. We don't have to do things alone, but if you find yourself in an environment now when the many of us are going on holidays, and even if you love your in-laws, your friends and family, but maybe you feel like, okay, I love them, but they don't share my energy. They cannot help me, point me inwards so that I can connect with mine. And I know that many people feel drained hanging out with people they love because they are operating on such different frequencies. They are so far away from each other regarding their spiritual awakening or spiritual alignment. And then having self-coaching as a reminder, okay, how can I think now? How can I make sure to make room for things that feels valuable to me? And maybe I am on vacation with my in-laws and we are having such a good time, but all they want to talk about is the news or whatever, things that doesn't give you anything. Okay, can you create a space for yourself? Maybe take a walk where you can just cleanse your mind and be with yourself for a moment. Or if you're on a weight loss challenge or goal or whatever, and people meaning well but trying to convince you to eat things that you don't want to eat right now because now you have a different goal in mind, how can you tackle that? How can you handle that? So self-coaching doesn't exclude others, but it can help you to make sure to invite the ones that are good for you now and allow people that actually can serve you right now to serve you. So by all means, invest in books, in your coach, in mentors, communities, and learning from others. I have my little thing where I have this app called Storytel, where I have a list. I create my own little library with books that I want to read or listen to. But I also save the ones that I go back to from time to time. That has become my own little inner circle. And I also do the same on YouTube. I save whatever video that feels inspiring to me to some way, that awoke something within me in some way, so that I can go back to it, especially when the environment that I'm in is a little bit toxic for me. And so let's move on to another area of holistic wealth, and that is success. And my own definition of success has changed a lot through the years. For me, success has never been about having money. Even if I want to have money, for me, I have always felt like, yeah, but what do I want to do with that money? And what did I do in order to get that money? Did I do something not serving? Did I do something just based of my ego's need for validation? For me, that has never been success. But yet, as many of us, I have also been absorbing all the data that is circulating our society. So unconsciously, I have probably created my own little program regarding success. And even if I've always felt like, yeah, but it has been like an inner knowing that we all can and should be able to make money by providing service. And the definition for me, providing service is not grinding, is of course helping, doing something for somebody else, but from a place where it aligns. Something that feels like a grind to me may come effortless to you and maybe even be your passion. So if you could do that and I could do something for my passion, that value exchange and contribution would be the best we can give to the world. But yet so I was kind of unconsciously chained to the idea that the only way to make money is on a 9 to 5. But I have made such what should we call it, an incredible journey regarding that aspect of life, and I will probably talk a lot more about that in episodes to come. But what it all boils down to me is that I think that I want work that feels aligned. That's why I wanted to educate and learn coaching much deeper. But even so, after I finished and got my diploma, I felt like, yeah, this is a technique. This is so valuable for me, but I don't want to build my business model based on, an already fixed form. Like, this is how you should do it. And that leads me in to the next chapter of this episode, and this will be probably a recurring chapter because I'm all about the different paths to freedom. And I think that one path to physical freedom, because we are free at heart, free in our true essence, but freedom in this life experience, I think that entrepreneurship is one path to that. So one of the themes you'll often hear on this podcast will be about entrepreneurship, not because everyone has to become a business owner, but because entrepreneurship gives you opportunity. And it is not that it's just one path to entrepreneurship. You can go all in on a business model if that pulls you, if that inspires you. But you can also do it completely differently, and there is no right or wrong. And that is what I encourage you to have an open mind towards, because you can build a business around your passion. You can start small. You can create digital products. You can offer coaching. You can teach online. And that is what I'm exploring right now. Yes, other people, my friends and family, often relates to my business as my coaching business. But for me, it's so much more than that. Coaching is just one element. I coach clients one-to-one, but I would like to have like group coachings or like lectures and programs and courses as well. And that is like one leg of the table. And then I have a leg of the table that is related to that, where I want to teach self-coaching, inspire to self-coaching. And Then I have very far from that hub, I have my music, because I am a singer. Once again, we have that statement, that identity, but just to give you some context to what I'm talking about, I'm a singer, songwriter, so I also earn money for performance. So, and I'm just telling you this to give you some inspiration. If you are an artist, you can sell that online. And you can build slowly alongside your 9 to 5. And there isn't just one right way. And there is also affiliate marketing. If you are new to that term, it basically means that you promote a product or service that you like, that you have used and have had great results from, and you get a commission without that affecting the price for the customer. And that is something that I've been into for a long time. I promote Riverside like always. And I'm also now, finally, 2 years after, discover this great service, business, product. I don't know what to call it yet. But the whole concept and the whole theme for that journey is to use self-coaching and creating different business systems and models that aligns with what I want to create, but also how I want to create and how I want to live on a regular basis, day-to-day life. And in that season or theme or show of the podcast, we are going to explore that together. I will both share my ideas, what I'm currently doing, currently perspectives, and also share my business approaches and the models that I use. But before we go into that chapter, I just want to say this, because we have covered that from my perspective, holistic wealth is about all the aspects of this physical life experience. And we have covered how finance, the physical form of wealth, is one aspect, but also for me, it's, sleep, nutrition, food and diets, and workouts and fitness and relationships. And for me, health is like its little own wheel in the bigger wheel. And health is so much more than fitness. And health is obviously not just about weight or appearance, but it can be that as well. And for me, beauty also relates to that, because I think that I like the idea of being able to use themes and pillars in order to see more clearly in the bigger picture and be able to focus on specific areas in different seasons, but they all relate. And yes, I want to lose weight from time to time, especially during the spring and the summer, but I have come to enjoy that season. Whenever the spring comes, I'm like, yeah, I really want to take care of myself more now, work out more, eat more healthy, and so on. And when I do that, that leads me to want to take better care of my hair, my skin, my nails. So it all relates. And fitness in itself for me is also about energy, strength, feeling good, reducing pain, especially in my back, and supporting longevity and nourishing both the body but also the mind. Having ADHD, I know how important it is. For me, that is reducing carbs, and I love carbs, so I try to eat carbs when it gives me a satisfaction, a soulful satisfaction. I don't eat carbs necessarily as nourishment, but rather as soul food. Like I love beer, I love pizza, I love bread. So I eat it knowing that maybe that is not the best for my mind or my body, my stomach, or when I want to lose weight, but I still allow myself it. So instead of separating things into different areas, I use the different areas to see the whole picture and allow myself to to move within the areas that feels most natural to me in the different rhythms of life. Because every spring and summer, I naturally become more motivated to exercise, eat healthier, spend more time outside, build strength, and feel my best. So instead of viewing each time you switch area, let's say that you're very focused on your finance for a while or your relationship, and maybe that fades after a while and you jump to weight loss. Don't view whenever you start to focusing a little bit more on a specific theme, a specific area, as starting over. Everything that you have done so far accumulates. And I think that we should learn how to follow the rhythms, the love rhythm and the seasons of life. But now I will talk a little bit about one topic that will recur in this podcast, and that is about new skin. And new skin is, I don't know really yet how to explain it. It's a business model. That provides services and products related to health, beauty as well. But beyond that, they also offers a business model for anyone that love the products to build their own little business selling the products. And I was introduced to this 2 years ago. And I felt immediately like, okay, this is something that I want to do for myself. I want to eat dietary supplements. I want to eat collagen, both for my health, but also wealth in terms of beauty, feeling like I look the best or whatever. So I was already into that. And this was during the summer. So I was already highly motivated to take care of myself. So that was the entry. But then the idea of the element of actually promote the product itself and build, once again, a little leg and a business model that related to my hub business. That really, I think, was the reason why I felt like Nu Skin is the company that I will buy my products from, but also explore the possibilities for me to establish an income by using something that I believe in. But at that time, I was not fully ready because it wasn't simply the right season, not in terms of taking care of my body and investing in it, in the vehicle, but in order for me to be able to promote things, I need to know that they are something that I do believe in. And I got like a common idea of the business model, how many other people are doing it, and that didn't resonate with me. Not because I don't believe in it, but I don't want to build my business having, it's not that they said that, but I don't want to have my business having to have meetings and meeting always one-to-one. I want to, as I said, I want to build my business having different legs, different pillars that all derives from that one hub. And I already do one-to-one coaching. So I felt like, but if I am about to actually promote this product, I want to do it in a completely different way. I want to do it a little bit more online, maybe more like in this format, having a podcast that you can tune into. But anyway, what I really loved about this company was the cellular health, nutritional support, and the scientific research. There is so much information about that, and I will give you so much more information as this journey unfolds, and of course the entrepreneurship opportunities. And another feature that really fascinated me with Nu Skin was their health scanner. Rather than relying only on how you feel, the scanner, and you just put your finger on the scanners, and that's amazing. But anyway, the scanner provides a measurable health score based on specific biological markers. And yeah, I really love to nerd into things. I love numbers and measuring. When I understand it's just one approach that we can use, and when we use it consciously. I don't like to be run by numbers. I have already had too much of that having corporate jobs during the year. But when you do it this way, when you use measurement as a way to observe and track your progress, but also to identify, new ideas and things such as that, I think measurement is awesome. And the funny thing was, I actually was at my friend last week and I got a very high health score, much higher. And based on her reaction, I understood this was really great. And I'm not saying that to brag, the opposite. I had actually really anticipated low numbers, but this inspired me even more. Because the thing is, if I had received a low number, which I had anticipated, it would have motivated me, because I am one of those persons, if I have bad condition or feel like my body is so heavy, I don't feel discouraged by that. It's often the opposite. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. If I just start now, I will get results like instantly. So when the scores were high, it works the same. Then I'm like, okay, so if it's this high now, it can even go and get any better. Yeah, then I think we will start to move a little closer to the end of this episode. And before you go, I just want to say this. One idea you hear repeatedly here is there is never just one path. You can get inspired by other people's paths, and that is what I hope to do here for you, to inspire you with my path as the context, as the examples, but you can always create your own paths. I think that is so important to stretch. No more, this way is the only way. We are so conditioned and used to that concept overall in society. We don't need more of that. And this applies to all areas of your life, whether we're talking about health, business, creativity, or personal growth. And all of them relates. But anyway, there are always multiple ways forward. And some of them maybe you haven't discovered yet, but that's why I'm here. Hope to serve you as the guide to discover them for yourself. So, what you can expect from future episodes. In future conversations, we will explore topics such as mindset and personal growth, self-coaching, identity liberation, habits and conscious living, health and well-being such as nutrition, fitness, recovery, beauty from within, and beauty outside. Entrepreneurship, of course, online business, digital products, affiliate marketing, and multiple income streams. And yes, of course, the new skin entrepreneurship model that I tend to build here for myself and to serve you as an alternative path to do the same. And of course, writing as one aspect of the inner alignment and creative and also business way to do things, content creation, and how to following your inspiration to build businesses, but also to feel good in your everyday life. And maybe I share some of my stories regarding my music. We will see about that. And of course, we have financial freedom, building aligned income, creating freedom through businesses, and long-term wealth. And of course, if I haven't said that already, yes, I said nutrition and fitness because, I just want to include there also weight loss, because I know that many people want to lose weight, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have struggled with a bad approach regarding my weight through many years. And even if I, as mentioned, like to be a nerd and obsess over things from time to time, I hope to inspire you to, if you do and when you do, for example, want to eat high protein for a month or whatever, to understand your own freedom and your conscious choices and the perspective, to master perspective power, meaning understanding that if a method doesn't make you feel mostly good in some way, the positive end of the scale is higher, to understand that it has no magic. The magic comes when you feel joy in some way, and that can look differently. So maybe I will give you some examples of my own weight loss experience that I've had in the past, and I'm currently my current goals. So this first episode may have wandered from topic to topic, but as you know, they all relate. And in many ways, that's exactly how new beginnings look. And that is also the different paths that I want to take in my life journey. And it will be messy, curious, and full of possibilities. If there's one message I love you to take away, it's this. The inspiration you're searching for isn't something you need to acquire. It's something you uncover because it's already within you. And sometimes we all need a little guidance, a little reflection, and the willingness to trust that what we are looking for has been with us all along. You just need to discover it. So welcome to Holistic Wealth. I'm excited to explore this journey together with you.